What's up everyone, my name is Roman Kuhn, I'm a software engineer at HP, and this is A Cup of Java Programming, the series where I teach you the Java programming language. Today we're going to write our very first program, the Hello World program. A program is just a series of instructions that a computer can interpret and execute. This will be a very simple program that prints out Hello World to the console. The console is a text-only interface like Terminal on Mac or CMD on Windows. When you think of a program, you usually think of Microsoft Word or Adobe Photoshop, but those incorporate a lot more graphical elements, and we're going to be starting with text-only output just for learning purposes. The purpose of writing this program is just to get comfortable with the Java syntax, or the set of rules that govern how a program is structured and written. Alright, so let's write this program. So the first step is to open up IntelliJ. If you don't already have IntelliJ, you can watch my setup tutorial on installing that in the JDK. So you're going to come hit Create New Project. If you've already opened up IntelliJ before, you can just go to File, New, Project, and it's the same thing. So we want a project written in Java, and we don't need any of these additional libraries or frameworks. Now up here, this is pretty important. You see this Project SDK, or Software Development Kit. You see I'm using 1.8 of the Java. If you don't already have this up top, you hit New, JDK, and it should locate your JDK automatically. If you don't have a JDK installed, which you have to install manually, you should watch my setup tutorial on how to install that. You need the Java Development Kit for developing, writing, compiling, and executing Java programs on your own machine. So once you have that selected, you can go to Next. We don't really need to create a project from a template. We can just create our own from scratch. So our project name, we can call this Learning, because although this is a project, we're only going to have one file in here for now. So you can put multiple in there if you want. So just give it a generic name like this, and then you're going to want to hit Finish. Alright, so exit out of this. And here we are in our learning project. Now just ignore all of these. These are not important to our program. The only thing is that our Java files are going to be going in the source folder. So first let's create our new file. So let's go to File, New, and we're going to say a Java class. It's the same thing as a file, but this is specific to Java. So let's name it hello world.java. You can really name it whatever you want, but it's really good practice to name it something very accurate and descriptive of what it is. So now that we've named our program, let's hit OK. And you see in most editors it will generate this automatically for you. If not, we can restart. So first thing you're going to want to type, or if you've already had this written, just watch me do it. Public class, and then the name of whatever you called it. We called ours hello world.java, so hello world. You don't want to include the .java though. So public class hello world, just for now, think of that as this is our file name, and it's called hello world. This is our file, this is our program, and now you're going to have these two curly brackets. Okay. A class is basically a template for creating objects, and objects have properties called variables and have actions called methods. Don't worry about these too much because we're going to cover them later, but as of now, just know that everything inside these two curly braces belong to the object that is hello world. So inside this hello world object, we're going to create an action for it to do. Now just follow along and I'll explain this afterwards. Public static void main string args. And then again, we're going to have our curly braces like this. Now inside here, we can type system.out.println, which is short for line. And then inside these parentheses that we have to add, we're going to put quotation marks, and we're going to say hello world. And then you're going to end this. And at the very end, don't forget this, you want to put a semicolon. There you go, and you're done. And now, let me break down every single line in this program. So public static void main is going to be the action, which is a property of hello world. Now, this header right here, public static void main string args, is going to be the exact same for any program that just runs by itself. If it's not using any other files, this will be the name of the main method. The main method is what's called first. Anything inside here executes first, and you'd have to call anything inside here executes first. So inside here, we have this line right here, system.out.println, hello world, and then a semicolon at the end. This is basically calling the system's way of outputting information. System.out.println just says print whatever I put inside these parentheses to the console, and you see in here we have inside quotation marks hello world. So it's going to print out hello world to the console. Now we can actually compile and test this, or compile and execute this. If you go to run and you hit run, and then this will give you your configurations. Don't worry about what this means, just hit 2 right here and it will print out right here, hello world, and that's exactly what we wrote inside here. So this is important to note, is that you can't really change any of this. If you change public class hello world right here, public static void main string or args, the program will not run. And just to give you an example, if I change this to hello, just like hello, and I try and run it, it'll give me an error and says, you know, this is not valid. That's because the syntax is incorrect. You have a syntax error is what it's called. So inside here, public static void main string args, we have this right. So inside this line though, inside these quotation marks, you can put whatever you want. So I could say, you know, Roman is awesome, and then come to run, hit run, come here, and then, oh wow, check that out, it thinks I'm awesome. That's pretty cool. So by now you should know how to compile and execute your code. When you go up to run, and you hit run, it's compiling and executing your code. Compiling is taking source code that you write and translating it into bytecode, a language that the machine can understand. When you execute your program, or you run it, the computer is performing the instructions specified in the program. You don't have to do any of the compiling yourself. The machine handles all of that for you. So that's it. My name is Roman Kuhn. This is a cup of Java programming. Today we learned how to write our first program. We learned a couple of vocabulary words. We learned how to compile and execute our code and print stuff out to the console. That was actually a lot for one day. If you made it through that whole thing and you understood most of it, that's great. And you're already very far in your programming career. So I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.